there, peeps. Good
Well,
morning
hello.
and welcome to Fight Club. Hi.
We're the time change. We're late.
I love it. I know
excuse.
we're a couple minutes late. Apologies, everyone, please. Typically, Taylor starts us out, but I just want to say good morning and welcome to Fight Club, everyone. She's working on something real quick for us. And we are going to go old school again this week. We know today's election day. We know there's a lot of noise out there, so hopefully you can join us and listen to something fun and exciting and hopeful for the future. We're going to talk about Orlando, and we're going to talk about our next Fight Club retreat. So let's go around robin and have everybody say good morning and hello. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Michelle Myers, co-owner of Pink Collars, and we do outsourcing of your customer service representatives or office managers. We kind of do a little bit of both. So if you need help in the customer care avenue of your business or in systems and operations, we can really help you out. So welcome to Fight Club.
Awesome. We're going to totally screw everything up today by being out of order for 2 minutes. And then my name is Megan Likes, and I am the founder of Bookkeeping Academy Online, where I educate and empower small business owners to know their numbers so they can live more financially rewarding lives. I also own an accounting company, Likes Accounting Company. I truly do like accounting. So you can outsource all your accounting solutions to my team, and we'll do all the math and the bookkeeping for you. And I co-own a window cleaning and gutter cleaning company in Northern California with my husband. So I'm not just a CPA who geeks out about numbers. I actually live and breathe this stuff in my own home service business. Your pains are my pains. And I'm so happy to be here, and welcome to Fight Club.
All right. I'm next.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Go for it.
Martha Woodward, co-founder of Quality Driven Software. I own a maid service in a neighboring state, and I am the founder of Level Up, Build Teams That Give a Shit. And that's just about changing your company culture.
Awesome. And I'm Taylor Maroney, and I handle the marketing side of this panel. I co-own a pressure washing company with my husband here in sunny South Florida. And I've also been in marketing for about 5 years now. And I'm super excited to say welcome back to Fight Club.
Right.
Awesome. And Tay, we're taking Fight Club to Tay because we're headed into winter, and she's got sunshine all year round. So we had so much.
My state. I'm so excited. The state of Florida is ready. Like, we are ready to fight. We are ready to have some awesome business owners come visit and obviously enjoy some sunshine in these winter months that we all hate.
We had so much fun in Breckenridge, and it was so successful. I feel like Michelle knew it was going to be successful before it even happened, because she was like, I think we should do this again. And by the end of the retreat, we scheduled it again. We're doing it again, and we're going to see Tay. So we're taking our show on the road.
Perfect. I love it.
It's still early, even with the time change in California. It's still early. But we're coming to Florida with the same retreat. And today, in case you missed it, we wanted to actually talk to you about what happens at this retreat. What's going on now that we have one under our belt and we have some success stories. We thought we could share that with you. So I think we have a website, we have an application form, we have a location. I think we're just checking through all the boxes, and we're going to talk to you today what each of us contributes to this retreat and what your choice would be when you come and when you leave. So I'm not sure who wants to start, but yeah,
I love it. Tay, why don't you go over what marketing coolness you're going to go over at the retreat, if that's okay. We'll just go back in order. What do you say?
Okay, not a problem. Absolutely. So as far as marketing, what I will be handling for you guys is a couple different areas of really importance that both we saw with the business owners that came last retreat and, every business owner I really talked to, which is understanding your analytics, understanding how to read how your website is operating and what type of traffic you're generating through that website. So Google Analytics is a huge part of that. Is a free tool that shockingly a ton of our business owners didn't even have connected at the first retreat that we did. So this is a really foundational tool that you need to make sure you have implemented and in place and are able to understand how to read. So that's one of the sessions, really talking about Google Analytics, understanding your customer avatar, who you're talking to as a business owner, and who you're wanting to bring in to really, rein in your sales and, operate under, the whole marketing realm. So second one that I like to do, which is more of the fun one, I guess you can say, because you get to get creative, you get to really dive into your, creative right side of your brain, is a social media calendar. So we get to do 52 weeks of social media content. I'm only holding you to 3 months for the retreat. I'm, being reasonable for you, but you get 52 weeks of social media content that is really a plug and play. So you get free Canva templates, you get free content ideas, kind of wording that I put into it. You also get the ability to sit with me and be able to ask questions as to whether or not this is going to work for my customer avatar or not. Am I speaking to the right clientele with the social media content? Should I be doing more before and after pictures? Should I be working on, video testimonials? So all these questions with the social media side of things really allows you to dial in that social media and leave with, like I said, 3 months completed. So that way, when you get home and you're going on that plane, you're already set for that next quarter. So pretty much quarter 1 of 2021, you'd be set, you'd be done, you can wipe your hands of it. And then you can literally set on your calendar for when you're going to get home and start quarter 2. Because being ahead of the game in marketing is always where you want to be. You never want to be those 2 steps behind. That's when you start to panic and really cause all that anxiety and stress. So we're always trying to look for the future for you on my side of things.
I'm trying to finish my my post. Hey, you're so fast and good. I'm trying to post that we're live and that we're going to Florida. Okay, I did it.
I'm doing the same. I'm doing the same.
Okay, so for finance, well, first of all, let me back up. Tay is a freaking genius, and she blew everybody's minds in Breckenridge. I don't think our first round of attendees were really sure what to expect, but when she says plug and play, she means a template where you literally just post it to your social media. And she shows you how you can schedule out 3 months worth of content with a couple of clicks of a button so that when you get back on the airplane, you have 3 months scheduled to engage your future customers. Like, that's priceless. And the other 9 months are going to take you just a couple of hours, something you can do while you're watching TV. Or we had a couple of attendees who bragged that they did it at the airport before they went home. They wanted to have the whole year done. And then the Google Analytics, like the light bulbs that went off in that room, like we all talk about it, we all know it, but I anybody go under the hood like that and really show you, like, who are your customers? Who are you currently attracting? Who should you be attracting? Where are they? What's their behavior? What are they doing? Like, and Tay, she's a really good teacher. I mean, we all know that, right? She teaches every week. But when she brought up the dashboard, it was just amazing. So I just to brag on Tay, because my mind was blown. And we learned that when we converted our website that Google Analytics did not convert right. So that was really important for us to know. And we've been able to get that fixed while we were at the retreat. And I was even able to look at accounting behavior, which was kind of interesting. Like, who's looking for accounting services? It was super fascinating. Anyway, okay, so finance. Not nearly as fun or sexy. Never will be. But super critical and important. We did a budget workshop. So we had a room full of a dozen entrepreneurs and we made a budget. And it was actually really fun. We did not have any tears. Okay, maybe one small set of tears, but it was more out of success than overwhelm, right? But I took out that data from QuickBooks Online and I showed you how to manipulate it. I showed you how to turn it from something that tells you what happened in the past to really empower you to use it to make decisions going forward in the future. And it worked. It worked. It was just a less than 2-hour session where I showed you why a budget is important and how it could really change your financial future, and then how to do it with the data you have now. And I showed you how to do it 3 different ways. So we're not all the same numbers people. We're not all the same learners. So I showed you how to do it by month or generalized or by year. And I gave you ways to do it by percentage or by dollar amount. So it was really helpful because everybody knows you need a budget, right? But how many people actually sit down and do one? So we do one at this retreat, and it helps us make good decisions. And we got to use these decisions at the last session of the retreat, which was my favorite session. And like, not to brag, but it was pretty game-changingly awesome, where we take all the things that we learned over the course of 3 days, and like, you get all the juices flowing about, like, what do I want to do with this business, and where are my priorities, and where do I want to, like, focus my energy when I get home. And we put it into action, and we set some goals, and we set financial goals, obviously finance person, right? But we also set some, like, personal goals and some family goals and some business goals. And if engagement is high on your priority list, then that was a goal that we gave you the action items that you needed to get that done over the next quarter. Or if organizing your communication and finally getting a handle on your inbox was one of your goals, we gave you the roadmap to actually make that happen. Not only get it done while you're at the retreat, but then keep that momentum up over the next 3 months so that you can be successful. We broke it down into weekly to-dos. We gave away some pretty cool things that help you do it on a daily basis. And then, as like a little bonus, because I'm such a numbers nerd, on top of it, we set our KPIs. And so you hear so much in all of our industries how important KPIs are. But what I realized over the years is nobody spends the time to show you how to calculate them or how to track them or which ones are important, or what happens if you raise your average ticket, or what happens if you are able to slow down your attrition rate, or what happens if you actually are more profitable. We talked a lot about in that workshop financial freedom and finding your financial freedom metric, and it was pretty magical. I mean, I definitely left that session on a high. If I wasn't sold on doing that again, because it was a lot of work, I definitely was after that session, because it was absolutely worth the aha moments. So that's it for finances, and I'm passing it to Michelle, who I think she was like our stealth MVP. I mean, I think she snuck it in there.
Absolutely.
I can tell you I had a ton of fun doing this Slack integration and talking to people about how Slack could really help their business. So what we did in our session, my sessions, was we talked about operationally how we can use a software platform that's really easy entry, super inexpensive, and can help you really coordinate a lot of your communications. So in our company, we use Slack for email, for obviously texting, within the company and then outside of the company, but you can flow all of your email inboxes into Slack, all of your Facebook Messenger. I've even got a chat bot that we just figured out how to get into Slack this week. So that was really fun. And it's been really beneficial to show business owners that they don't have to chase the information. The information can come to them all in one spot. So we really tamed all of communication in my first session. And then in the second session, we talked about workflows. And if you're not a workflow person, Martha's now a believer. Again, in that idea that you're not chasing the information from your team, a workflow is really a great way to get sort of a status check on everything that's going on in your company on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and a yearly basis. So we set up workflows that were specific to certain industries and certain groups that were there in that particular event. And so if you come to Orlando, we will absolutely customize workflows for your company. And again, Martha was my biggest fan back there in the back of the room. She set up workflows and she's been doing them now this last couple of months, and they're really cool. They're a way to keep, kind of tabs on what's going on in your business without having to chase that information. So
Martha's keeping tabs on herself. I think she made it for herself. And
might have.
For herself. You created a monster, Michelle.
I love it.
I tell you, Janice and Zach and various people are probably like, oh man, why didn't you go to that class?
Yeah, but what happened now?
yeah. But I'm a big accountability nerd as far as, when I talk in the Level Up class, it's just about transparency and then holding people accountable. Like if you say this is what is expected of you, then you've got to have a way to hold people accountable. And that's what I love the workflows for. And it was, before when you would talk about Slack, Michelle, I'd be like, it's like Charlie Brown, like blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I did. And I was like, yeah, I mean, but we can communicate here.
Sure you can.
So anyway, but my sessions, we did 52 weeks of onboarding, meaning that from when a new employee starts through their first year, every week they're going to get some dripped material that's educational. It might be about policies and procedures. It might be about best practices, and just kind of, did you know, or what would you do, or, just how to handle things. Things you go over in training, but number one, there's just so much to cover. And number two, if you don't use it, you need to keep dripping that material for continual learning. And then the second one was, and sometimes these sound like the same things, but they are not the same things at all. I have a 12-month employee engagement Trello board. And in each month, there are ready-made posts that kind of fall along whatever the holidays are and the months. And then there's at least one employee engagement type fun activity. I have a contest for every month, and that's all pre-populated. And that's stuff that I don't do at, I don't include in my Level Up course or anything like that. And honestly, it made me get organized for the maid service, and I have used the heck out of it. And it's going really well because, as you know, I kind of, maid service doesn't always get my attention. So this was really nice. That makes it even easy for me. So it makes it easy for you.
I feel like you over delivered. These Trello boards. Okay, first of all, Michelle taught us all what a Trello board was. So, she taught us what Slack was, and then she taught us what Trello board is, and then somehow she created these monsters. Tay's Trello is gorgeous with all these social media posts, and it's just beautiful. And you just take it and you post it, right? Well, Martha has the same thing going, but for employee engagement, and it's super clever and creative. It's stuff like, you did your Halloween quiz, and you're doing your recipes and pie contests. It's really, really clever stuff, not to give it all away, but yeah. And then the way you can integrate these with Slack is really interesting. That was something that was fun. If you're doing your employee engagement in a Slack environment, how do those integrate? Oh, so good though. Plug and play, copy and paste. That's what they did. Copy and paste. So crazy.
I mean, no one, that's what everyone needs. You just need that ability to not think extra hard and just do it. And I feel like that's the best. Thank God for Michelle and Trello and teaching us Trello. She is literally our secret weapon when it comes to everything. Michelle's behind so many of our little tricks.
I redid all of my accounting workflows in the past month on Trello because of Michelle, and they're beautiful. She'd be so proud. They have pictures.
Yay.
Yeah. So I think we kind of jumped right in, assuming everybody knew what was happening, but maybe we should share our slides so they can actually see how this thing's structured. It's very different than a typical conference. Does anybody want to share their?
Yeah, go ahead, Tay. I made you co-host. Are you okay to share some slides?
Yes, I can get them open.
You looked a little shocked there.
Me?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was co-host or not.
You're all set.
Let me have the reins. If I go rogue, that's dangerous.
Well, I mean,
have me going rogue.
Kick us off. We're already going super rogue. It's weird.
All
And
right.
by the way, Denise and Marlo, if you're still watching, hi to you all too.
Hi, Denise, Marlo. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
You were in your backyard before. top right, Tay, I think. Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
That's us.
Yeah.
All right. So first slide, feel free to take a screenshot of this. This QR code will take you directly to our application. We do require an application before being able to fully sign up. And this is just because we do want everyone who's attending to be intentional. We want to make sure that you're coming with the intent to work and make these changes to your business where needed. So that's the reason for the application. It asks a lot of different questions. You know, it should only take you about 10-15 minutes at most. I'm pretty sure, if you guys, right, that's about the time frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did it. So it's really short and sweet, but just take the time to actually answer each question, because we want to make sure that we're bringing the utmost value to you and your business.
And we kind of curate the experience for everybody. So it was amazing in Breckenridge, all the business owners were essentially in very similar phases of business. They had similar size businesses, they had similar challenges, and it just made for really good collaboration. And even though they didn't know each other, like, it was a very tight-knit group by the end of 3 days. So this gives us an opportunity to kind of curate that experience. And so we want you to be thoughtful, and we're being thoughtful, because we understand it can be sensitive to talk about money and employees and you know, how your inbox is overflowing. That's not all natural stuff. So.
Alrighty. So what if we told you that within 12 months worth of work, you're going to do that in 3 days? I mean, everyone thought we were crazy when we said this last time, but it really is something we want to achieve for you all. And we did get to achieve in this first retreat. And we're going to take all of that and compile it into 3 days. So you got to be ready to work. You got to be ready to move and eager to learn, and to say the least. So as far as time, what is your time worth to you? I mean, do you want to spend 12 months focusing on one task, or be able to work with, you know, like-minded individuals and knock it out in a short period of time? That's really what we design our work retreats for. I mean, we've talked about that before, but we all get together and we work on our businesses. We, you know, spend a weekend, a week, whatever we decide, and we literally lock ourselves in either an Airbnb or, you know, any type of cabin or something, and we're secluded, and there's rules that Megan is very strict about, and she always stays on top of us for. But that time is valuable because you can't get that back, and it allows you to open time in other areas of your life that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't spend that really focused, dedicated time. So I feel
like we all know we need to do it, right? Like, we all know I should be working on my business. I need to take time out of my business to work on it, you know? And every week it's like this, for me, I'm going to speak for myself. It's like the struggle where I feel guilty because in a week I haven't done it. And so what helps is if I set that side of time time aside.
There we go.
Time aside in advance. It takes away the guilt. Like, I know, no, I'm going to get to that. Like, I have this week dedicated, or I have these 3 days dedicated. I'm going to get to it. It's okay that I didn't get to it this week. And you can't go too many months without getting to it. I mean, you really do need to be working on your business. So we totally tailored this around that. And we do have rules, but I'm not as mean as they make me sound. You're going to be grateful, because if you follow the rules, you go home with fun, right? If you show up and give us your full attention, and really, you know, turn off the phone and don't worry about the office, you'll get it done, and you'll feel so much better for it. Sorry, that's
right. Who wants to take day one? Who wants to kind of review it?
Martha's
got it?
Yep, I can do it. So on day one, now last time we didn't start till 12:30. But we're adding in some things so that we listened to what our attendees said. And one of the things that they asked for was more one-on-one time with us. So we will have we will have like a actual calendar link for us on your open time. so that you can schedule one-on-one time. And those things that you just need a little more help with, we have built in some time. So we're going to start with our welcome and kind of set the tone and tell you about the goodies that are on your desk and that kind of thing. And then we'll have a marketing session. And that is.
Can I pause you? You just said desk. So I still need to address the elephant in the room, but you're going to have your own desk. We're still in COVID environment. So it was really fun last time, but everybody came in and they had their own workstation. And this is yours for the whole weekend, where it has all your germs and it's 6 feet away from everybody else. And you can really, well, not really spread out because it wasn't the biggest desk, but really just, leave your things overnight and have your own designated workspace. So we'd like to get to the point where we can be at round tables again, but for now, know that we are thinking about COVID. We are going to be making sure that you're safe and that you get to go home safe to your family. So as best as we can. And part of that is you get a desk. Sorry.
That's good. That was a good update.
So yes, on the first session, that is where go over some basics that when I say basics, like the foundation, that you have to know your customer avatar and even your employee avatar. And so you kind of think about that. And then you're going to go through Google Analytics and Google My Business. And I was really amazed at very established businesses that, they didn't realize some of this stuff was missing. So that was an eye-opener for me. And I mean, heck, it could have been me too, but I was busy finishing up my little pictures on my slides, so I didn't look, but I think that was very eye-opening for people. And then it goes to doing. So we do a little bit of lecture and then a lot of doing. And so Tay has 45 minutes marked out here, but a lot of times we finished our lecture part earlier, and then it's all about doing, and then people work through the break. And then you go to me, the people session, and my first session is on that 12 months of employee engagement. And so on that Trello board, at minimum, you're going to see, I think it was 5 tiles on the Trello board per month. And that's at minimum. And then we go through and you now are doing it. And the thing about it is there's not too much doing that has to happen unless, say, I'm not going to lie, that the Trello board is geared more for female staff. But, it was funny because Jeff was in that session and he was like, well, my guys would like this recipe, and then my guys would like this and that. So he just did a little tweaking. Mm-hmm. And you would do a little tweaking. Like if you don't like that game, substitute in another one. But anyway,
he really did customize it for men, and during the time of the doing, he was able to get the first 3 months customized. Yeah. I took a little bit of poking him where he was like, they're not going to want to play trivia, they're not going to want to have a costume contest, and but he came up with some stuff that they would want, which is the whole point, right? This is to inspire you and get your juices flowing a little bit.
Well, and on the trivia, and this is something that I'm going to talk about a little more this time, is that you can make these games blah, or you can make them fun. Like on the trivia, I started the trivia in my maid service without the buzzers. And I could see that people were not that engaged. So I put the buzzers out. So they had to buzz in to answer the questions. And immediately it was fun. Like this one girl who was not very engaged, when I put the buzzers out, she was like, oh, hold on, and like, now I'm on it. So I do believe some tweaks like that, the men would be all over the competition. You just have to be creative, and we'll talk about that.
Awesome.
Martha's a wealth of knowledge. Jeff did his spin wheel yesterday, and today he was like, I gotta go, I gotta get donuts. And I'm like, geez, are you having a party every morning this week? They're doing really good. It's funny.
Do I continue day one?
Yeah,
Right?
keep going. You're killing it.
All right, all right. So lunch, a lot of people on day one worked through lunch. And then we're going to add in these private sessions that were not on our first retreat. So we've added those in. We have a champagne break. A certain someone requested that before their finance session. And
Oh, that's right. That was me. I think alcohol, if you drink, might help you get through the budget part, because I understand you're all afraid of it and you don't like it, and I don't want you to ditch. So I'm literally bribing you with alcohol to not. Ditching loud.
I remember during your finance session that people were just, it felt like people were glued to every word you were saying and really getting in there, and again, very eye-opening to them. And I was proud because everybody did come with their QuickBooks up to date, ready to go. And
everybody did their homework. They came prepared.
Yeah. So if you're considering coming, get your QuickBooks caught up. But it's about tax season, so you'll be doing that. But anyway, so with Michelle,
Yeah.
Megan is going to do a finance session where she goes over budgeting like a boss and then doing. And definitely she was going through the room, helping people and creating their own budget. And then happy hour.
Yay.
We got to celebrate. We got to celebrate making it through these tough days. I mean, we're putting a lot of work, so.
And I do feel like if you don't drink, we had several people at the last retreat who don't drink. It was not a party scene by any means, so don't be discouraged. And we had apple cider vinegar when we had our champagne. So if you're not a drinker, please don't let that dissuade you. It was still a very, very good time. And the happy hour was much more about rubbing elbows and meeting the people you just spent all day in class with and getting to know them better. In Breckenridge, we had a fire pit because we needed it and a hot tub. In Florida, it's probably going to be like a lazy river or something. Who knows? But we'll make it appropriate for the area. And that's what the happy hour is about, is really getting to have fun. So, all right.
Day two.
Michelle, do you want to do day two?
Yeah, I would love to do day two. I love it. So day two started with morning yoga and meditation. On our previous retreat, I did participate in yoga on the first day. It was super fun. So feel free to join us if that's something that you're into. I am not generally into yoga, but it was great for me to get out there and stretch, and I was really very excited to be there. We have added something new. So we're going to do feedback and wins from day one for the first 15 minutes of the morning. So we can kind of just take a pulse check on everybody, see how they're doing, see how they feel. And that's going to be super good. So we're adding that in. And then from 9:15 to 10, we're going to set up Slack for all communication. And then from 10 to 11, we're really going to dial in that doing. So I might actually send out some pre-homework for this to get people to make sure to bring their usernames and passwords and have a Slack actually purchased so that they know how to set it up on that first day. Because we're going to really dive deep into Slack on my second session. At 11:15 to 11:30, we'll take a quick brain break. And then at 11:30, Tay's going to come in and work on that social media Trello board that everybody's oohing and awing about. So we're going to create that calendar, go through all of those posts. And she really wanted everybody to get at least quarter one, like sort of scheduled and going. And so I'm sure she's going to do that same thing. Get the first of the year scheduled and going, so that you understand how to set those things up, and she'll talk to you about all the tools. So I I am a big fan of a Trello marketing Trello board, so I'm totally dorking out on your stuff. I made a copy myself, and we do actually use some of your posts, so it's really helpful to just beef up our presence online. So it's really good. So
Appreciate
okay,
that.
next page of day 2, please, Tay, if you don't mind.
Hey, we got it. Bam.
Thank you. 1:15 to 2:15, we will provide lunch. We were really good about asking if you had any dietary restrictions or any changes in your lunch, or if there was something that you couldn't eat. And we had no problem meeting those requirements. So please just communicate with us if that's something that you need. We'll also do one-on-one private time on day 2, 2:15 to 3:15. And I think we're going to schedule that time with each one of us individually. I'm not sure how that's going to look quite yet, but we'll have those slots available once you sign up. And then another champagne brain break, say that 3 times twice. And then the people session, Martha's going to bring it in and talk to us about her 52 weeks of employee onboarding. And then the doing session of that is going to be great. And I know that there was a lot of flexibility there in what process or what sort of tool you wanted to use for that onboarding, right, Martha? It was either Trello, or you could put it in Bamboo, or you could put it in some other platform.
MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp. Yeah, you could really, there was a lot of flexibility in that session, and a lot of people got a lot of value out of that. So that was super cool. And then we will actually provide dinner on day 2, wine down and dine in. And that was super successful in Breckenridge. If you joined us there, it was a lot of fun. We had a chef come in and cook, and again, no worry about dietary restrictions, and we had a great time. And then we always try to add some fun for our dinner party. So I don't know what sort of fun we're going to add in this time, but maybe something.
It was a murder mystery last time, just saying. And Tay showed off some really cool painting skills. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And then some people did not at all.
Yeah, some people had other painting skills that were different than Tay's.
True. So true. So true.
I'll fly through day 3, I think. So we're going to start with yoga and meditation again on day 3. That was really fun at Breckenridge. We did it outside, and the birch trees or the aspens were changing. It was really, really a great way to set our intention for the day. So we're doing that again in Florida. And we're starting a little bit later. Last time we started at 7, now we're starting at 8. So that way, if you have a little too much wine the night before, it's not such a rough morning that morning. We're going to again do a recap from the previous day. So we really want you to be thoughtful the whole way through this retreat of what am I getting? What am I craving? What am I missing? What am I needing? That way, you really feel like you left with success. Like you really feel like you got everything out of it that you needed and wanted. We're doing this for you. We're building this for you. Martha, you're raising your hand.
Feedback and wine. I thought, oh my gosh, at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I didn't do that. That's a Freudian slip if that happened. So then we're going to go back to Michelle. So she gave us really good Slack foundations the first time, but then we kind of get to put it into play. How do you actually do those automations and workflows and really make it run on autopilot like Martha has? So that's going to be her learning. And again, these learning sessions are pretty short. I think this was like 30 minutes for her, and then really getting it done, making sure you're leaving and you're feeling like you got it. The brain breaks we haven't mentioned yet, but they have a ton of food. So we really overfeed you, but we're food and good brain food, healthy brain food and not so healthy brain food. Every break, everywhere you turn, there's going to be great food. The finance session, this is the one I was bragging about. This was really fun. We set some goals and we set some KPIs together, and it was really cool. And then we celebrate our wins. So together we have one more lunch, and we really just are reflective over what happened over the past 3 days. And we want to remind you of all you got accomplished, because while you're in it, you're just doing it, right? We've kind of almost brainwashed you, the whole system, into just getting it done. And by the time we got to day 3, people were like, I can't believe how much work I got done. I just can't believe that I was able to get that all done so quickly. So that's what we mean there. Yeah. Awesome. So lunch, more food.
Yay, more food.
And this is a lot of value, like a lot of value. And it's actually probably even more value now that it's all completely built out and plug and play. But all of those things we talked about, if you were to buy a done for you solution, this is what it would probably be going for. And this is on the low end. We were pretty conservative. Martha made us be conservative with our numbers. But if you were to pay somebody to, set up your custom keywords or give you custom keywords, or to review your Google Analytics, or to give you a social media calendar that's already plug and play in Trello, or to set up your workflows or your employee onboarding, or your budget, setting up a budget, or like, think about if you were able to engage an employee and keep them from not leaving, that how much would that be worth it to you in your business? Jeff and I were doing some goal setting yesterday, and we were talking about like, how could we meet this goal? Like, how could we hit this metric? And the answer was retaining employees, good employees, right? If we could reduce our turnover, we increase our efficiency. Understanding your customer avatar. So instead of wasting money on marketing, attracting the wrong people, like really being thoughtful and intentional about what you're doing with your marketing. Automating your workflow, holding yourself accountable and your staff accountable. I mean, Michelle essentially teaches you how to reduce an entire position in your company because you're not chasing information anymore. Or if you're not reducing an entire position in your company, you're at least saving 1 to 2 hours a day, every single day. Yeah, total mind blowing. And then setting goals. Like, we talk so much about how important it is to set goals, but has anybody ever sat with you and your business where you are right now today and helped you figure out how do you move forward? Using numbers, using data, using feelings, and using your business specifically. And we do that in this retreat. So we're saying over $15,000 worth of value, but we're not charging that much.
Oh, there we go.
And we're including a bunch of other things. We talked about food, we talked about drinks, we talked about camaraderie, we talked about that group dinner. Michelle kind of underplayed it. It was a 3-course meal with alcohol, with appetizers, sit down with plates. Like, it was a very nice meal where it was brought to you at the table by a personal chef. The team building that we do, the gifts, like we hinted at what was going to be on your desk, but your desk is full when you get there. And there's some good stuff there. We've got a great workbook. We threw in a virtual attendance option. So if you're not comfortable traveling, if you feel like by January you're still not going to be ready to go warm up in Florida, that's totally okay. We have a virtual option there for you. And so we're going to save you 12 months of your time, and we're only charging $29.97. And I think we have an early bird discount running right now through November 12th. So we're wanting to get you in. We want to get you committed before we get distracted by other things at the end of the year. We want to give you this opportunity to really be intentional about 2021. So the early bird discount, we do have a link for you that will show at the end, but that pricing is like $24.97, I think. I was hoping, and you can take a picture of this QR code to apply. I was hoping I could just share my screen for a second to show you, so you're not taking our word for it, but I want you to hear what some of our attendees actually had to say. So this is Joanne, and I'm going to press play real quick. And Joanne's going to tell you how the retreat went for her.
Fabulously cleaning in Boise, Idaho, and I had the privilege of attending the first Fight Club recreation. Yay! One of my favorite things about it is it wasn't just a PowerPoint presentation and being a pumping duty. We actually got to sit down there with the coaches and do the work. So actually walking out of here with work done, and the ability to go and have the experience here of doing it. So it's not going to be so, it's not going to be as hard to put it on my calendar and then so just a lot of training and one-on-one time. It's awesome. I highly recommend this, and I'm looking forward to being able to go again next year.
Okay, and I'm going to show you just one more because it's so good, and then I'm done. But this is Brian in his own words from the.
Might be having a little bit of audio
Sounds
issue.
like, okay, all right, well, we'll post it, but basically Brian was saying that it applies to any industry, and that his big aha moments, every single person that gave a testimonial mentioned different aha moments, which is exactly what we want. You come as you are and you'll get what you need. Isn't that amazing? But that's how we built it, and that's how it works. So I know this felt like a big sales pitch, but it's huge. It's game changing, and we want to make sure that you know about it, so that you can start next year off on the right foot with success. So I'm excited. And Tay, we're excited to come check out your backyard there. Like in January.
I would still recommend bringing a light jacket. You never know how Florida can be in the winter. Sometimes you'll wake up and it'll be like 50 and it's like, where the heck did this come from? It's like, we're in the sun.
You're just gonna say like, yeah, it might be like 60. I mean, it's gonna be cold.
I will say my husband yesterday was so excited. He like ran inside. He was like, you have to go outside. You have to go outside. And I was like, why? He was like, it's cool. And it was like 72 people. Like, it wasn't like cool. It was just like Florida cool. And this is someone who's like a transplant from New Jersey. So that helps you understand our winter. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah. So, and we didn't mention, but we have 3 payment option. So that will be there too. And the early bird discount will apply. You'll get to save some on every payment. But that's only good until November 12th. So hopefully you will take action soon if that's what you want to do.
I guess, should we show them real quick? So we're going to drop a link, but here's the website. Sorry. Here's the website. So you can, if you're ready, you can click apply now. Has the dates, so January 14th through 16th. It tells you who this is for, so if you're on the fence, if this is built for you, and who this isn't for, who we're really, really thoughtful about this. We spent several hours thinking about who we were building this for. Don't mind this 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be Eastern time, Eastern time. It's 71 days away. This is what makes it different. And here's the agenda. So we went through that really quickly. If you want to go back and see it, we've got it all posted. There's no secrets here about what the agenda is. And then here's the pricing. So 3 payments of $998, the one-time payment of $29.94, or if you apply and pay or start your payments before November 12th, that's brought down to the $2,500 mark. I think it's $24.97 is what it is. And here's the application. So it's really not so bad. It's just a couple scrolls and you can just click submit right there. So we will drop that link. We also gave you the QR code. Yeah, I see some murmuring going in the chat about homework. So I'm going to pass it to somebody about homework.
I think homework's pretty simple. If you have any ounce of interest, if you think that this could be something that's going to make a difference in your business, we just ask you to apply. Just take that chance, apply, and just put it out there and, be intentional. Just be intentional for your business and submit that application. And we're pretty quick. We get back to you, within a few days as to your application status. So we're really excited to help you make a difference in your business. And like I said, if you have any ounce of wanting to do that, then that's all your homework is for this week, is just go through and make that first step in the process by doing the application.
Love it.
I would say today is kind of a day that we're all on pins and needles, whichever side you're going. And so if you're considering it, I know something that helps me is looking forward and not being just caught up in the yuck that you can't do anything about. I mean, as long as you voted, it's out of your hands. And so this is a great way to have some forward, thoughtful action And we purposely put it in January because, and you'll kick off your year with a budget, with all of your employee engagement. You're going to know your marketing numbers, and you're going to have your social calendar, 3 months of it done. You're going to have your systems in place. I mean, it's really like you're going here. We're taking care of all of the different areas of your business and getting you off to a really good start. So January seems like a perfect time to attend.
Sure does.
Absolutely.
And I've got a quote for us if everybody's wrapped up. Are we good?
We're good.
Okay, awesome. We sure hope to see you all in Orlando. So please check out the application. We'll be sure to put the links up as well as those testimonials so you can hear firsthand how some of our attendees felt about joining us earlier in the fall. And the quote of the week is from our good friend and author, Mike Michalowicz. His book is hiding here on my desk somewhere because I constantly am looking at it. Fix This Next. If you haven't read it, it's a shameless plug to grab it because it's a great book. And he says at some point, heightened involvement in your business is actually devolving your company. So get some of these systems and processes in place so you can kind of step back a little bit from your business because you really want your company to soar in 2021. Thank you all so much for joining us in the Fight Club, and have a terrific week.
Have a great week.
See you. Go fight.
Thank you.
Fight.
Go fight and go vote if you voted.
And go vote.
Go vote. Okay, see ya. Okay.